Community evangelism is a relational and service-oriented approach to sharing the gospel. It builds upon the foundation of genuine connections, compassionate acts of service, and a unified church effort. Unlike traditional methods that often prioritize immediate conversions, community evangelism seeks to foster trust and establish meaningful relationships over time. This method reflects the ministry of Jesus, who frequently engaged with people in their daily environments, meeting their needs and addressing their hearts with compassion. For example, in Matthew chapter 9, verses 35 to 36, Jesus is described as teaching, preaching, and healing as he moved through villages. His actions showed that addressing people's immediate concerns often opened doors to deeper spiritual ministry. Imagine a church located in an urban neighborhood. Every week, it opens a food pantry and organizes community cleanup events. Members of the congregation interact with residents during these activities, gradually building trust. Over time, these relationships lead to opportunities to share faith stories, demonstrating the transformative power of Christ's love. This practical example underscores how acts of service can serve as an entry point for evangelism. Biblically, Jesus often met physical needs before addressing spiritual ones, as seen in the feeding of the 5,000 in John chapter 6 and in his healing of the paralytic in Luke chapter 5. The purpose of community evangelism is to fulfill the Great Commission in a way that feels accessible and relatable. In Matthew chapter 28, verses 19 and 20, Jesus commands his followers to go into all the world and make disciples. Community evangelism fulfills this mandate by meeting people where they are, addressing their felt needs, and creating a welcoming environment for the gospel message. Compassion, as modeled by Christ, often becomes the bridge that connects people to deeper spiritual truths. For instance, in Matthew chapter 14, Jesus feeds the crowd of 5,000, showing that when physical needs are met, hearts become more open to hearing God's message. Consider a small-town church that begins hosting free repair workshops for residents. Through these workshops, church volunteers form connections with participants, leading to meaningful conversations about faith. Over time, some attendees begin to attend church events, and others express a desire to learn more about Christianity. This illustrates how consistent acts of kindness can create opportunities for spiritual dialogue. At its core, community evangelism focuses on building authentic relationships, meeting practical needs, and creating a collaborative effort within the church. Authentic relationships are key. By fostering genuine connections based on mutual respect and shared experiences, churches create a safe space for non-believers to explore faith. For instance, a church youth group might host game nights open to the public, providing a relaxed environment where friendships can form and Christian fellowship can be experienced. Another essential element is service. Acts of service not only meet immediate needs but also demonstrate the church's genuine concern for its community. A powerful biblical example of service is Jesus washing his disciples' feet in John chapter 13. This act exemplifies humility, care, and leadership through service. In practice, a church might organize regular neighborhood cleanups or mentoring programs, where volunteers interact with residents and develop a positive reputation. Over time, these consistent interactions build trust and pave the way for gospel conversations. Community evangelism is most effective when it involves the collective effort of the church. Each member brings unique gifts and talents, allowing the church to address diverse community needs. Paul's teaching in 1 Corinthians chapter 12 reminds us that the body of Christ is made up of many parts, each contributing to the whole. By working together, believers can accomplish more than they could individually. For example, small church teams can handle tasks like event planning, outreach, and follow-up, ensuring that every aspect of community evangelism is intentional and well organized. The church community also plays a critical role in supporting evangelistic efforts. When believers work together, they demonstrate the unity of the body of Christ, as Jesus prayed for in John chapter 17, verse 21. This unity becomes a powerful witness to non-believers, showing them the transformative love and grace of God. Hebrews chapter 10, verses 24 and 25, encourages believers to spur one another on toward love and good deeds. This applies directly to community-focused evangelism, where mutual encouragement and collaboration are vital. In a bustling city, for instance, several churches came together to open a community center offering free classes, health screenings, and youth activities. Volunteers from all age groups worked side by side, and the center quickly became a place of refuge and support. Through their combined efforts, these churches made a significant impact, demonstrating how teamwork amplifies the reach and effectiveness of evangelistic outreach. Today's society presents unique challenges that make community evangelism particularly essential. Many people feel isolated and disconnected, seeking genuine connection and belonging. Community evangelism addresses these needs by creating spaces where people feel valued and supported. Practical events like community potlucks or open houses provide opportunities for people to relax, connect, and engage in meaningful conversations in a non-judgmental setting. Serving others through tangible acts, such as providing meals or school supplies, leaves a lasting impression and reflects Christ's compassion. The parable of the Good Samaritan in Luke chapter 10 reminds us that genuine care for others can powerfully testify to God's love. By consistently meeting needs and building trust, churches create a foundation for gospel conversations. For instance, a church that supports local schools with supplies and mentorship can become known as a reliable community partner, making it easier to extend invitations to church events or small group discussions. Finally, community evangelism demonstrates the collective love of Christ. When churches collaborate, their combined efforts showcase a kind of love that is rare and deeply meaningful. Consider the example of multiple churches hosting a weekly Hope Night for the homeless, providing meals, clothing, and prayer support. This event not only met immediate needs but also allowed hundreds of individuals to experience the compassion of the church community firsthand. Many participants later reached out to learn more about faith. Community evangelism is a relational and compassionate approach to outreach that meets the needs of today's society. By building genuine connections, serving practical needs, and working as a unified body of Christ, churches can become a meaningful presence in their communities. This method transforms evangelistic outreach into a demonstration of Christ's love, creating opportunities for non-believers to encounter the gospel in a powerful and personal way.